welcome to Let's Be Real. I'm your host, Joe Mambu.
This your
Go ahead. No,
and you forgot already, bro?
I've been doing it from home too long.
True. Boy, Big Sherm, I'm here for you, my people. I am back.
And I'm Pat.
All right, what's going on, everyone? This is episode 135. We're getting up there in the numbers, and this episode is called Kwame-Man. And if you don't know, Kwame Brown has been going back and forth with the host of All the Smoke podcast, Steven Jackson, and Chico DeBarge, Matt Barnes.
Wow, really, bro? Really?
Apparently, Kwame's coming at everybody. A guy who's been quiet for 20 years, who's is probably labeled as one of the biggest busts in NBA history. Kwame has now decided to ether everyone, even Jamel Hill, who I thought was an innocent bystander.
Anybody can get it, baby.
Anybody can get it. My man Stephen A. Smith, he caught some of the smoke.
Yeah, you thought playing a bodyguard on General Hospital made you gangster, huh?
Oh, man.
Wait. Who's playing a bodyguard on General House? Stephen A. Smith?
Mm-hmm.
Why would he be?
He's a hitman on that show.
When was this?
Stephen A. He plays a hitman on the show from time to time.
Oh, man.
I gotta see this.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that at all.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, why are you watching General Hospital?
I'm not watching General Hospital.
I mean, it's okay.
My family tell me about that. My family tell me about that.
I mean, I used to watch Passions. That was
Everybody used to Passions watch that,
great.
bro.
That was a great soap opera. Back in the day, I used to hide away in the dorm rooms, and my friends used to be like, "Where's Joe going at 2 p.m. every day?" And I used to sneak away and go watch Passions. It was a great show.
Stay on topic, man.
But
damn Passions.
Outside of the Kwame-Man thing, we also got the play-in tournament that we need to talk about. Was that successful? And then, we got the first round matchups. We make our picks, talk a little bit about the teams within those brackets. And from there, that'll be an episode.
That's right.
All right, so let's start off with the Kwame Brown thing. It all started for me. I know you said, because I didn't know what was going on. Mm-hmm. I was on YouTube one day, and you had messaged me in the group chat, and you were like, "Yo, can we please talk about Kwame Brown?" So I'm driving to work, and I'm like, why the fuck would Sherman be so eager to talk about Kwame Brown? So then I started seeing a couple videos on YouTube because, they're always listening to us. so YouTube videos is always popping up. And so I started seeing some stuff, a lot of things about Kwame Brown, but then he was just going on a rant. So it was just videos, and then people making videos of the video and reaction videos of those reaction videos. And so I was okay. I'm going to need Big Sherm help because I'm going down a rabbit hole as you can on YouTube all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So Sherm sent me clips and orders in which I was able to watch it. So I was able to digest that information. Thank you, Sherm, for that. But for me, and tell me if I'm wrong, it all started on the podcast, All the Smoke. And they had Gilbert there. And he was talking about, his hands being too small, his potential, them being in the same draft class, and him basically looking at Kwame well, you the number one pick. Gilbert was the 31st pick now. So
but he was getting his money.
He was getting his money, right? Because you remember he got picked up by Golden State. I know real Golden State fans don't know that.
Yeah.
I know today's Golden State fans don't know that.
Yeah.
Can you stay focused,
All
please?
right, I'm sorry.
They don't know about Chris Mullin.
They don't, right, Run TMC. I'm sorry. All right, my bad. Let's go back on top. All right, so Kwame Brown, so Gilbert Arenas basically was talking about Kwame, the potential that he had, that how he would show flashes, right? But then Jordan being in his ass and definitely going to play with Jordan, 2.0 didn't help with Kobe Bryant. How do you guys feel about that? I don't feel Gilbert said anything necessarily wrong.
The problem with this is, first of all, it's just like any actor. Any actor will tell you they're sick and tired of hearing them say their phrases. because that's not them.
Yeah.
That's not that's the only version of themselves. That's just something they did to entertain the people.
Yeah.
But my thing is, Kwame been sitting real cool, real quiet for a while, for a long time.
2 decades. I mean, yeah,
And
2 decades.
and I always say, so when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're gonna stay something, do something.
Yeah.
And Kwame Brown went straight up Omni-Man and started ethering everybody. You know when it first was real to me? When I heard Stephen Jackson say, "Peace to you, my brother." I ain't never heard Stephen Jackson say nothing like that. He usually with the smoke, all about the smoke. When I heard him say that, I said, "Oh man, Kwame done got that messed up now." Then he went to Matt Barnes, Becky with the good hair.
Yeah.
I nearly fell out. I nearly fell out when I heard that.
Yeah.
I nearly fell out. And then he kept going down the line. Anybody who mentioned his name, he kept going. The Jamel Hill got caught in the crossfire.
Jamel Hill though?
You know? But my thing is this. What you think the man was going to do?
But she was joking, like.
I hear you, but he don't want to hear that no more.
No, I think he took it too literal. Like, she was joking. Like, she didn't, when he said he chose violence, like, he was really like, well, you know, you always listen how you talk about the black man. And I'm like, Kwame, like, Jamel is joking. You know what I mean? Like,
at this point, anybody can get it, as you can see. Anybody can get it. You really think he really, like, he said, as he said, they didn't want him.
yeah.
The Wizards didn't want him.
Yeah, they wanted.
They wanted to trade for Elton Brand.
Yeah.
And when that deal fell through, they gave this man hell.
Well, Jordan
Gave him hell.
Because he was vice president at the time and only minority owner.
Right, and he had to step down.
He had to step down, yeah.
In order to play.
He's like, I'm going to teach him how to play basketball and scared and traumatize the poor boy. Because you think Kwame came in when he was 17.
Yeah.
17, 18 years old.
And then there was like a story where like Charles Oakley was like getting in the kid's face. And I'm like, yo, he's like 17, 18. Like, you ain't tough doing that.
No.
You know what I mean? And, you know, we saw from the Last Dance documentary, Jordan got a lot of whack tendencies. I'm not going to lie to you. The way he that's the one thing I would say that, you know, LeBron does a lot better than Jordan. Jordan has a lot of whack tendencies when it comes to motivating his teammates. Can't talk to no 17, 18-year-old kid like that. He got the pressure of being the number 1 overall pick, the first high school player to be the number 1 overall pick. You know what I'm saying? Then you put him with arguably the greatest player of all time. Who you know is will berate the nicest guys. To me, it's super whack. I know he got it. You know, I'm a Kobe guy. I'm pretty sure Kobe gave him that same kind of treatment.
Yeah.
That's super whack that happened for Kwame.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's just the situation that he was dealt with. I don't think it's the fact that, you know, he was a bust or anything like that. I think he probably could have been a really good player, you know, for a long time if this situation was correct for him.
Yeah.
I think it was just during the time, like, you know, you see a guy that's 7 feet tall, that's 17 years old. Oh, look, you get this guy come into teaching some basketball, see where he goes with that. So I just think it was just a situation that he was placed in that was kind of a little jacked from the start.
Yeah.
So that kind of also.
Do you feel as if he is justified for doing what he's doing right now?
I mean, yeah, I think he does have a right to speak his piece. I think he does have a right to defend himself. I think a lot of the stuff, you know, we all hear about, you know, Kwame Brown being a bust, but I just, you know, a lot of guys with large platforms, when they say something, when they say their opinion, a lot of people run with it,
right?
Because they have a large platform. So, I think he does have a right to say what he wants to say. You know. How people take it, that's on them.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know.
I mean, if I'm going to take Kwame Brown a little serious, in all honesty, I'm going to need him to put down the hookah. Ain't no man supposed to be smoking hookah.
Listen, you let that man do what he want to do.
I'm just saying.
If he want to get high that way, let him get high that way.
Can you get high from hookah?
I don't know.
It depends on what you put in there, bro. But that's for another time.
But listen, all I'm saying is this, is that I think Kwame was a bust. He's not the biggest bust in NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I think
But he survived 12 years.
he survived 12 years, but I have a theory on that, right? Like, okay, so you're 17 years old, you come in the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your body not fully developed. 8 year passes, you're 25 years old, right? Like, oh, okay, maybe he's getting a little bit better. You know, he's getting physically stronger. You know, he's a little bit older. He might be mentally stronger. That's 8 years in the league already, just off of potential.
Mm-hmm.
Off of different organizations being like, can this dude work in this situation? There's a reason why he retired at 30. Because when you're on the other side of 30, you are what you are. Once you hit 28, you are what you are.
That's your peak?
No, I'm saying like you supposed to enter your prime.
Right,
Like you either gonna be the player that you're gonna be at 28.
That's your apex.
Yeah. Like, so my thing is, if you look at from 17 to 28, that's already 11 years.
Right.
Right? So a lot of those years where Kwame was surviving in the league is because they saw flashes of talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
But from the jump, he had to deal with Jordan, and then he had to come around and Kwame been on several teams, man. He been on several teams. It ain't like he was on 4 teams and that was it. He been on several teams, and mostly that is based off of his potential. Because if you take a 17-year-old person and they turn 25, that's 8 years in the league where it still may be a little bit of hope. Once he got to 30, the league was like, nah, this is what you gonna be, homie, and that's just it.
But I think it was set in stone a long time ago with that.
Yeah.
You could tell. Because he would show flashes here and there, and then for a long while, he'd be doing a whole bunch of stuff like, what the hell?
Yeah, like Gilbert said, he was the second fastest person on the team at 6'11", 270 bills. Like,
that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, you could run the floor. Even in today's NBA, if you're a big man, outside of them wanting you to shoot the three, they want you to be able to run the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Kwame could do that back in 01, where the centers were as fast. To me, that's impressive. But what happened? An owner or a GM or a coach feels like they could get Kwame, change him up.
They can unlock his potential.
Yeah, but the thing was, his mental was messed up from the get-go. Because Jordan's an ultimate competitor, and then you got the Jordan copy in Kobe. So you was fucked. Maybe if he was drafted into a different situation, like Pat was talking about,
maybe,
right?
It would have been different.
It would have been all right.
Yeah. They would have been catering to him.
I don't think they would have been catering. I don't know about all that. Yeah, I don't know.
Most of them they cater to if they see the talent there. They saw the talent in Washington, but it never materialized in Washington.
I just think it was a mismatch of skill, because it's like you got Jordan and you got a rookie. Like, most guys that are very accomplished in the league, they don't really play with rookies. You have to have time to like develop your
game.
But
your
then
game.
you think about it. It wasn't only Jordan. Like, Stackhouse was there, right? Stackhouse was dealing with Jordan bullshit, right? Jordan left, right?
And that even hurt Stackhouse too, right?
That even hurt Stackhouse. So Stackhouse was like, and Gilbert talked about it on the podcast. Stackhouse was like, if you average 5 points, the most you're going to get is 8. Now, you probably telling this to an 18, 19-year-old Kwame. And Gilbert's still the new guy. Stackhouse the man. And Gilbert like, well, all that shit is done with. Like, we know who's going to be the man. Then when Stackhouse leaves, you got Gilbert. So Gilbert's like, they paying me like a star. It's done. You know what I'm saying? But I feel bad for Kwame. I don't have a problem with him ethering people, but I do think he's a bust.
That's fine. But what he's doing is kind of similar to what the Guardians got when Omni-Man. He's really going through all these people like Ginsu knives.
Yeah.
Like it's the funniest thing you ever see.
Yeah.
And you can't blame Kwame. He's capitalizing on everything that they did to him.
I don't blame Kwame for going after.
Yeah.
I think he's just coming. I think he's just taking things a little too literal, like with the Jamal Hill situation.
You're not in his situation though. You ain't.
No, I'm saying like getting from like just reading it. It's like seeing the tweet like doing some critical thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because that's important. Just doing some critical thinking. I think Jamel was joking, and it was like it's like he's so triggered because he said shit for 20 years that he just anybody. Can
You
get
let the lion sleep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what you do. Let the lion sleep. Don't wake it up.
All right, but let's talk about something else besides Kwame. How y'all felt about the playing tournament?
I think it was very successful. I think it gave more meaning to the last couple of games in the season, and it gave a lot of teams a chance to compete that may not normally have been in the playoff race like years before.
Yeah.
It does hurt. It is going to help, and it's going to hurt a lot of teams for being in that situation. But I actually like it. It decreases the chances of. I think it was because of tanking, right?
Yeah,
a lot of the
that's what
teams
they wanted to stop.
Tank back in the days, and I think it restores a lot of like the integrity of the game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's exciting for the fans to watch.
What about you, sir?
For me, the playing game, when you first heard it, it was like, oh man, we're gonna get like Portland. No, not Portland. Like we're gonna get like Sacramento, San Antonio.
Yeah.
You're gonna get like Chicago. Team like you're not really
Yeah,
gonna
bottom feeders.
Yeah. And they're gonna get in. They're gonna get bounced.
Yeah.
The NBA kind of lucked up on Steph not having Clay there and digging his way to the 8th seed or to the 7th seed at the time. 8th seed at the time when they were there. And he had LeBron. They scaled back down once he left and AD left, and they wasn't doing that. So it was like a perfect storm.
It was.
And for the league, for it to be, and the game was excellent.
Yeah, it was great.
The game was excellent. And Draymond, hey, can you get in the layup drill, please? Can we get in the layup drill this summer? 3-pointers and layup drill. That's all we need for you.
Is Draymond gonna be there next year?
He gonna be there. Yeah. He ain't going nowhere. Okay, but get in the layup line, bro, please. There's no reason you be missing a layup that damn close.
Yeah.
You can't do it. You can't do it.
Listen, I love the playing tournament. Like you said, it was a perfect storm with LeBron being injured, AD being injured, where the Lakers dropped to number 7.
Oh, and let me before I forget, mind you, LeBron also said, "Oh, the person who created this playing tournament should be fired."
Nah, definitely shouldn't.
No,
it definitely should not be fired.
You think Kobe would have sat out there and said some
Kobe
shit like that? You crazy?
That's my new hashtag. Kobe would never.
You damn right.
Kobe would never.
You damn right.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
the playing tournament was great. I mean, the crazy upset by the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah. I didn't expect that at all.
I didn't expect that.
Y'all think Ja's a game, son?
No, Ja's not a game.
Yo,
but it's
son.
like with all this talk about Steph Curry going off, and this is why I tell people, and this is why I like the playing tournament. During the regular season, none of the shit that you do fucking matters.
Nah.
Unless
Right?
you're talking about the MVP.
Listen, yeah, that's fine. But even if you win MVP, you better be going for finals MVP as well. Because the season don't mean jack. You know what I'm saying? If you ask Kobe in 2008, when he won MVP, which MVP he'd rather have, he'll tell you that finals MVP that he lost to Boston.
Of course.
This is what I'm saying. The playing tournament gives meanings to the regular season. For too many years, guys would coast, right? So this affects teams like the Clippers, who love to, low manage their stars, right? You better take a day off in practice, not a game, because you don't know where you're going to be sitting, especially in the West where it's super tight, right? East, you can navigate, but you see, even in the East, it was a little tight. The great game by Russell Westbrook, who, again, to me, why he's not in MVP consideration, right? Like, this is the thing I don't like, and this is the MVP bias bullshit that goes on.
Oh, Lord.
You can have a guy who goes off and scores 40 points a game, but a guy who's averaging triple-double is not MVP consideration. Like, Steph Curry is sitting at number 3. Homie, you're not even in the playoffs. Westbrook is in the playoffs. Now, he's going to lose in the first round. Okay, he's going to lose.
I know you know that.
He's going to lose in the first
okay.
round, right? But he got no MVP vote because he did it, 4 out of 5 years? Like, to me, it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, no,
to me, it's
crazy.
a little ridiculous.
It made the stats stagnant.
You know what I'm saying? Damian Lillard the year before was going nuts.
Mm-hmm.
People was like, nah, you can't give Damian Lillard MVP. He an 8th seed. He an 8th seed in the
Well,
West.
he won the bubble MVP.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if
And
they really count that, but he won the bubble MVP.
listen, no, I don't think we ain't counting that. We ain't counting that. But like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, but homie, you sitting out the bracket. Like you not in the bracket. And granted, they extended it to 20, and John Morant is gonna be like gonna be in the next 2 to 3 years. Yeah. He gonna be maybe what Derrick Rose should have been.
You know what somebody said?
What?
Somebody said if he doesn't get a shot, because they were sagging off him recently because he wasn't hitting shots. Yeah. They say he would be a John Wall. I said what?
I mean, his speed.
No.
We forget about how.
I don't think he's like John Wall.
No, they're saying it in a bad way.
Oh, they not talking about like a shooter.
Right.
Oh, nah.
I'm like, what?
I don't think Ja's that bad.
Ja is right. He could get better.
Yeah.
But he's not.
He's not John Wall.
He's in his second year, right?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Second year.
And he's already cemented his place in the league already.
Yeah. I think so.
He's already cemented his place because it's like, because I remember there was a stat that said he's in his second year. They said he won the Rookie of the Year last year, right?
Yeah.
He scored more points than Anthony Bennett combined while he was in the league. Jesus I think you got to look that up if I'm not mistaken.
Anthony Bennett, my Lord.
He scored more points in 1 year than the 4 or 5 years that he was in the league, which is already crazy. So it's like
Ja crazy, big. And he playing against Utah. They sitting at number 8. I think
I give them a shot.
Yeah,
I give them a real shot. Everybody talking about
man.
Rudy Gobert. I think Rudy Gobert is overrated to me.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think he's overrated.
You ain't staying in front of Ja.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You're gonna be the anchor in the back. You're gonna be the weak side defense that maybe Ja drives to the lane and you punch it like that. But you're not coming out on the perimeter to guard Ja Morant.
And before I forget, before I get cussed out,
the
New York Knicks Atlanta Hawks series, people. I've come to bring word to you that people feel like you're not talking about the Knicks enough, and you be
who's saying that?
Hating on the Knicks. Somebody watching this show right now.
Who's hating on the Knicks?
Yeah, he said you be hating on the Knicks, bro.
Nah, he don't watch the show.
Trust me,
he don't watch the show.
He watch
because you know who I hate on? Ooh. That other soulless team across the pond.
Oh my God!
All right, I'm all about Knicks basketball. All right, Julius Randle. You know what I'm saying? Derrick Rose is in the playoffs the first time in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And before, I know a lot of those Knicks fans are watching the game right now and they're not watching us.
No, the game is at 7. The game at 7. I'm going to go see that. I'm going to go see that.
Okay.
I'm going to go see that. I know when that game is. I ain't a Knicks hater. Whoever that is, he wilding. He wilding. I ain't no Knicks hater, man.
No, that's what he feels. He's on the show in previous years. You've dogged the Knicks.
Well, the Knicks hasn't given me any reason to celebrate.
And that's the same thing I said.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I said.
It's like you actually could believe that the Knicks can actually win this first. Like it's like and I have not felt like that in a long time.
They could win a playoff match.
We were looking at.
They could win a playoff match. Like the Knicks could beat these.
Yeah, they could beat them because it's like
I believe they're gonna beat them.
Because it's like I don't know. I mean, Atlanta they don't have guys. I mean, they got talented players, but they don't have guys that like this guy has playoff experience.
Yeah.
He's been busting ass since 2014. And tonight, I could actually say, like, okay, they actually have a decent chance to go in there and win this series. And I've been said that. I said, whoever they play, I mean.
Tell you the truth. So Milwaukee and Miami would, between the winners of Milwaukee, Miami, and then Brooklyn Nets. So if
I know this off the top of my head.
Miami wins, right?
You think they could be
Boston is losing to that soulless New York.
Wait,
so you think even if they got
soulless because they got a cheap championship ring already made for them. The Brooklyn Nets is a soulless basketball team.
The person is commenting.
All right.
He says, but when they're winning this year, you didn't talk about them, and I understand as a Lakers fan.
But what are you talking about? I talked about the Knicks. I talked about Julius Randle.
We did talk.
Julius Randle.
And to that viewer, we did talk about the Knicks. I know you've seen that one because we talked about it. So don't try to see him and dog my man like that, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
I get it though. I get it.
Listen,
you hype about it. You hype about what's happening.
So the Knicks is this is what's gonna happen. The Knicks are gonna win, and they're gonna go against Philly. and they're gonna lose.
That's where I say it's gonna end.
I hope they give him at least 7 games. I hope at least give him 7 games.
I want a conference final. I would love a conference final between the Knicks and the soulless New York team.
My God.
I would love a conference final between the Knicks and the soulless New York team. I'm not even gonna call them the Brooklyn Nets. I'm from Brooklyn. That shit that they pulled this year was the wackest shit ever.
Oh, come on.
Whatever. Man. Worse than Golden State.
Come on.
And you know how much I hate Golden State.
What are your predictions for this year's playoffs?
My prediction.
Who's in the finals?
All right, the finals is obviously the. I'm gonna still go with the. I'm actually gonna go with the Dallas Mavericks, man, because I feel like if they beat the Clippers, they could beat Portland, and they could beat LA if Porzingis is healthy, right? Because I don't believe in Utah. I don't believe in Memphis. All right, let's go. I don't believe in Utah. Utah's going to win Memphis is going to win that series.
What?
Memphis is going to beat Utah. Right?
Drop my damn phone. Shit.
Dallas is going to beat the Clippers. They're not going to let that shit happen again. Because Porzingis is here now. Right? Portland going to beat Denver. Lakers is going to beat Phoenix. It's going to be Lakers, Portland. Lakers going to win that series, right? It's going to be Dallas, Memphis. Dallas is going to win that series. And then Dallas, Lakers. I got Dallas winning the Western Conference against the soulless New York team.
Timeout. You have Dallas beating the Lakers?
I got Dallas beating the Lakers. If they have,
you wear that hat on your head right now.
So I'm a Laker fan. I'm a Laker fan, but I'm gonna tell you.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you why. LeBron, that ankle gonna act up, and AD, we know what AD is gonna be, right? That ankle gonna act up.
Sorry.
Right?
I don't know either, bro. I don't
know, Jarvis. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is Dallas can win. If Dallas doesn't win, if the Clippers end up winning that series with Dallas, I got the Clippers going to the Western Conference Finals. I feel like they're going to get over the hump this year.
I don't know, man. Until a team beats LA.
The soulless team is going to the finals.
Pat, what you got?
I got LA coming out the West.
Who's coming out the East?
I still don't know, man.
Just say the Knicks. No.
Don't.
Yeah, I do want to root for the Knicks. If it was my wish, I would hope the Knicks make it to the finals and win the NBA finals.
Of course. Julius Randle, a Kobe guy. Remember that.
With the East, it's
might be Milwaukee.
Philly, Milwaukee, Brooklyn.
Who would you put your money on?
Yeah, if you had a bet.
I really don't know, man. Because
Come
it's
on,
like I'm looking at
We
teams.
gotta do something for the show. We only got a little bit of time left.
I would say Brooklyn. I would say Brooklyn because they got the most power.
Yes.
On their team. Then when they all play together, they're really good. Like it's like whoa.
Of course, because they're soulless animals.
I would say for Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna close it out with this.
Go ahead. You can do the closing today.
You're gonna do half of it.
No, go ahead. You got it.
Like I told you in the beginning of the season, when everyone was talking about, it's going to be Milwaukee and Giannis, I still don't believe it. Even though Game 1 versus Miami, it looked very good. But I still don't believe it. I really feel it's going to be LA versus Brooklyn. And we're going to get Kyrie versus LeBron. And we're going to settle all the talk they was talking about from beforehand. Who's taking the last shot? We're going to have all that stuff. Why? Because I always told you before for 6 years now. Because the NBA is telling you a story. It is. Now, I want to believe in Phoenix. I do. I want to believe in Phoenix. I want to believe in Chris Paul. But they're going to fall short. Luka, they're going to beat, I agree with Brother Joe. They're going to beat the Clippers. That's going to beat the Clippers. It's going to take 6 games.
Yeah. I agree.
Because they picked wrong. They wanted to avoid the Lakers. That's why they wanted to go to 2.
They should have went after the Lakers because the Lakers are hobbled.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, hey, they made their bed. Now they got to deal with Luka. Dame, I want Dame to win so bad, but he's going to fall short again. And in the Eastern Conference, like I said, the Knicks is going to be out. Maybe, yeah. I don't believe in any other teams besides Brooklyn. The only other team that can give it is to Philly. And in the end, it's going to be Brooklyn.
Philly would be a tough matchup for Brooklyn. I feel like that's the Eastern Conference Finals. But we'll see. We'll talk about that a little bit more as the game is going
on. Yeah, to get.
I want to thank you guys for tuning in another episode of Let's Be Real. If you have any questions and comments, make sure to hit us up at lbrstalk@gmail.com. Check the Facebook blog where Big Sherm does a really good job of posting dope content in between episodes. And make sure to check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and you can rewatch this on YouTube. Was it Wednesday? Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday. All right, you guys, enjoy your weekend. Watch some playoff basketball, and we'll be back next Sunday for another episode. Peace.